Hi friends, welcome to my art channel Nips and Brushes. So today we'll be painting Lord Ganesha in acrylic paint. The time taken is around a little more than 3 hours to paint this, and the material you will be needing is three basic color, that is red, yellow and blue. Since it is a starters kit, you can buy a starters kit, and black for shadow and white for highlight. Personally, I just need one brush for the complete painting, and one brush to give all those stark lines. The small brush, I can just survive with one brush for the whole painting. However, it depends on your comfort level. For a starter, you can take one small brush, as in number two brush for detailing, and another brush, that is number six or number eight, depending on the size of your painting. So if your painting is A4, number six or number eight is fine. But if it is like A3, A2, then you can go bigger. And you will be needing a water container. So to clean the brush. So let's get it started. The thing we are doing here is we are blocking the paints. So you will be seeing right now I'm not merging it. Right now what I'm doing, I'm just putting colors in block. So I have put yellow, I have put orange, that is made out of red and yellow. Uh, then I have put on the outer side red, so that it shows distinction of color. Then slowly I am blending it. You can blend it with a wet brush. And now I am blending the blue color with the black, since it is the painting, and or otherwise black, because it there has to be a little shadow since it is the fold of ear. So you can see and follow, and along the way I can tell you the process that I have used. See, sometimes I use my finger to blend my colors well, cause many a times there is brush stroke that is visible, which I don't want. So what I do, I use my finger to blend it. The same way I'm using this. I'm the upper lobe of ear. I'm using yellow and red, and see how I'm just simply blocking my colors. And the picture is displayed on the left hand side. You can see that I'm following this picture. What you can do, you can either take a print, or you can take a JPEG of the same, and you can display it on the screen, split screen, and then you can go about it. So simply, my simple technique, my basic technique, though there are many techniques, but when I'm doing a very simple painting without any fancy like brush technique, knife technique or anything, what I'll do, I start blocking my paints, and then I clean my brush, I dip it in water, and I start slowly blending those two colors. Like here, you can see I'm blending red and yellow together. I'm blending it with wet brush, so that there is no is- stark difference. There is a gradual gradation between white, yellow, and red. And I'm putting white here, so that it gives it is highlight, it is looking as if it is shining. So there, and it is upper lobe, so upper lobe has to reflect light. Because there is nothing on top of it, so it has to reflect light. That's the reason I have put, yeah. So now you can see white I have there. Blocked the hand and dhoti, and like leg. Now to achieve that green, here on the canvas itself, I am merging yellow and blue, that is giving green effect. However, if this is not possible with you, you can merge yellow, you can blend yellow and blue on one palette or plate, whatever you have. but I am blending it on the canvas itself, so that it gives uh, a gradual change in color effect. There is a no stark difference that I've told before as well. So here also I am doing the completely same thing. The same step that we are going to follow is that blocking and merging. So here you can see me doing blocking color, blocking my painting with yellow and blue, and merging it, that is giving me green color. Here I'm using green since I already have green on my brush. So slowly I'm merging it. After that, according to painting, there has to be a distinct line which I'll be um, doing. So let's see how I'm merging, and I am just not randomly merging it. I am merging it very slowly. And now doing the highlight, doing that distinct line, you can see I'm using the same brush. I'm not using different brush, but I'll suggest you to use a different brush, so that for now you can practice it with different brush. And when you get the hang of brushes and you know which how you are comfortable with, you can go about it. There are different techniques that you can use. Like here I have used a scale to create I have put color on scale, on long scale, and put it on my paper to give a good straight line, or to give it a good effect. You can use thread or anything you like, or you can just simply put you can mark it with a brush, a straight line with brush if you can, or with help of a scale. So uh, let's follow the step, the same step, the old step that I've already told you. You need to do that. So I would suggest you can probably, slow the speed that is available in YouTube. You can easily slow the speed. Okay, so let's see here. I am blocking it with white, and you will see that the that thing on right hand side is not completely white, but it has shade of yellow and white. But still, since it is the light color, I am blocking my shape first with light color, that is white, lightest color, and then slowly I am merging it with dark color. So here dark color is yellow and light color is white. So slowly I'll merge it. Here we can see that I am blocking it with green and blue, which you can merge. And sometimes it is difficult for you to merge when paint is thick. So you can use a wet brush to blend it. Here, I am blending this with yellow and white, that is the side. Now let's start with the center of the painting, uh, that is the stomach. So here we can see again the same logic. So I have started with white, then yellow, and then brown, and then I'm doing the shadows. And here you'll notice that so while doing shadow, you can see me doing a very precise, a stark precise line because there is a difference between foreground and background. Foreground, that is on top, and background, that is on back. And this painting, if you see, it is less of 3D and it is more of like 2D cutout placed on one top of another. So this is the concept. This is it is not like a curve 3D. It is like layers of 2D kept on one top of another. So that is the concept. So when it is crisp 2Ds kept on one top of another, it gives you shadow. And the thing that is on foreground is mostly is has to be stark, since it is 2D, it is not 3D. So that is why I am giving a very precise outline for the foreground, that is head. So here you can see that I have used many different colors, since those are the colors that is there on the painting. So according to the painting, I am according to the painting, I'm going with it. So left hand side, we can see that painting has more of yellows and oranges, and less of shadow. However, on the right hand side, it is green. So it has cool colors, that is green and blue, and on the left hand side it has warm color, that is yellow and red. So accordingly, I am trying to blend the cool color with warm color. And as always, I told you that if it is difficult for you to blend, because sometimes paint is thick, and if you blend it, you see brush strokes. So what you need to do, you need to use your finger. It is complete. So to give the effect of 2D paper kept on one top of another, I'm giving stark a shadow of the head with brown color. So how can you make brown? You can mix all three colors in different quantity, mostly green and red. When you mix, you will get brown color. So that you can also use black, but brown will look much more warm. And since you there is yellow and red on the left side of the head, I would suggest that instead of using black, you use brown for shadows, because brown is warm color. And now the complete background, I am covering it with brown color. And so now let's start with the face. We'll start with left eye. So if you see that left eye is black in color, but I'll start with orange, and slowly I'll build up the darkness. Here the forehead that goes into trunk is the topmost layer, and cheek with eye is in bottom. So accordingly, I'm going to build the darker color on the top lid, and slowly with wet brush I am blending the paint. And same goes with right eye as well. You can see the light color. I'm If you see the picture, then it is showing a very little orange, but still we need to give orange, because it needs to give the effect that there is a gradual shift of yellow to brown. It can't We can't give like a sudden shift from yellow to brown or black. So initially we'll do black, and initially we'll do brown, and then we'll highlight it with black as well. Because as I told you before as well, like many times, that this is a 2D cutout look. Now to highlight the eye, I'm giving it a brown color, and then it is dark brown, and then I will highlight again it with black color. Now the face, as the face goes, you will see you can see that it is really light in the left, but I started with red, and I'm blending it with yellow so that it can give uh, orange tint. I am not putting I'm directly blending it on paper or on canvas. So see, I'm slowly I'm building the color on the left cheek that you have to do, and gradually you need to pull that yellow down to the trunk, because trunk is the lightest. So slowly we'll bring our color down to the yellow, or you can start from the up. You can start with red, and in down you can start with very light yellow, and then you can merge. The same goes with the right cheek as well that we have started. So in the picture you can see that there is only a highlight of red. Still I have started with red. You can even start with yellow, however you are comfortable with. Anyways, it is going to blend in the end. And look, I am blending this yellow into the trunk. I have applied white color on the trunk, and then I'm blending, because in the picture what I want is a very light yellow on trunk. Now to start the forehead when it goes to the trunk, you can see it is very whitish. So what I'm doing, I'm applying white color first, and then I'm putting yellow, and you can see it is gradually from white to yellow, then it is going orange. And since we don't have orange, what we'll do, we'll put red first, and then we'll start blending it with uh, yellow to give it a orange tint. Yet again we can use our finger for the same, and yes, you can see this. If suppose you feel that okay, like I have done that, I felt that top is getting more reddish, I need to make it orangish or lightish, I took yellow, put it on red, and I started blending it slowly. So let's start with the right ear. Again, the same formula that we have been using throughout the painting is blocking and merging. So let's see. We have to build light color, though you can see it is not very light, it is orangish. So we'll start with yellow outline, like a yellow sun kind of thing, then concentric red, and then on the outside we'll do brown, and then we'll start with wet brush, or with we need to blend brown with red. I am using little bit blue to give it a little darkish tone, but not very dark like black. So hence I'm using a little bit blue there. I don't want it to be, stark dark. However, I will blend it such that blue is not very visible. Actually, blue I'm giving to give it a dark color, but so it can make a dark brown, something like. After blending the inner ear, I am I'm going for the outer lobe. See how I'm blending it. Again, the same technique. Uh, you need to block color and then start blending it with wet brush. You need to regularly wash your brush to avoid the extra dark color overlapping. So for that you have to keep 2 bowls of water so that you can clean the brush completely. Okay, so let's shift. Our foreground is ready, so let's shift to background. According to this, it is really dark, so you can make your dark brown with red and black. So that's the reason you are seeing me merging red in background, which here you can't see actually. Maybe picture is small, but to make it a brown, I'm giving it and a little bit warm. I'm giving it a red background, and on top of it, I'm highlighting it. No, sorry, not highlighting it. I am giving a diluted black wash so that a little bit of red is also visible in background. So what you will do, you will paint it with with red. After that, a diluted black, you will start merging it and start covering the whole background with diluted black, so that the red is not too much visible. It looks like a brownish background or something like that. So you can see how I will give a complete background with the same technique and same red and brown color. For background, if you want, you can use a flat brush, but I'm really comfortable with this small round brush. But if you want, you can use a flat brush, because since background is flat, there is no curve, no blending or anything. So you can just simply give it a black flat brush and give it a wash of black or whatever color is there. So now you see I have almost mostly on top of the background is mostly complete. Now I'll be very careful with hands, with hand and behind the body. I don't want to, since background is dark, I don't want that dark color to come on top of my light colors, and it is going to spoil my painting. In acrylic it is a bit difficult to correct it compared to oil, because acrylic dries very quick, like yeah, it is going to dry very quick. So it I will suggest you to use a thin brush for you can make outline of the hand and body, and then you can paint inside that outline, or you can try your own. But yeah, be very careful to not to put that background color on top of hand or any foreground image on Ganesha's ear, or leg, or anywhere. So now I have started painting the bottom, that is seat. According to painting, it requires blue and red. So that is what I'm giving. Yeah, you can see that it is not a very gradual shift in color. Like, I have not merged it very gradually. It is a bit of abrupt, but this is what painting looks like. So I have done it like that, but it is painting is subjective, and uh, it's how you want. So you can experiment however you want to paint your painting. So after completing the lower background, I'll start giving the detailing. So here you can see that I have, left side is looking a bit dark. So I have painted red on top of it to make it little less dark, to make it more reddish. So after doing almost our painting is done, detailing is main. After giving detail, your painting will is going to look complete. Hmm. So now uh, the detailing is just making that little cute white mouse there, and we are going to give all those black lines that you can see in the painting. You can use, obviously you can use scale, but I don't prefer, and I don't like giving that instruction of using a scale while you are drawing. or while you are sketching, drawing, or doing painting. So it is up to you. You can also use a scale, and let's see how we are going to give detail. Here in the picture it is shown that detailing is given with black or dark brown color, so that is what we are going to follow. So let's start with a detailing. You can see I'm giving detailing wherever the picture requires it, almost on every outline. I'm giving those detailing, and somewhere if it is required, I am giving detailing and merging it down with color. And if you feel that okay, color is now dry, so yeah, simply with water you can dilute and start mixing it. Even if it is dry, it is going to give you the effect of merging, since it is getting lighter in color because it is diluted. So let's see where and how we are giving it detailing. So you can see me tilting the canvas, since mostly in most of the painting you don't need to tilt it, but here you need a stark line. And your hand movement, your muscle movement is not always like it can't always move according to the design. And so like I am very much comfortable in making horizontal line compared to vertical line. So what I do, whenever it is vertical, I tilt it, and then I draw line. Same way I am comfortable in making C curve instead of no, the inverted C. So what I do, I keep on tilting my painting to give it a nice natural curve. So that is why I am simply keep on tilting my painting to give it a natural clean look, instead of giving it a ragged, that is split, not a very fine curve. So now this is an important part, you because this is where I am doing that merging thing with outline. Simply because these actually the same thing I have done on top, on ear and everywhere, but here I am doing it in last. So you can simply see that first with paint, with thick paint, I have made a line, and then simply with wet brush and water I am just uh, merging it with the bottom layer. I am not using another color. It is a simple way of diluting the paint as you go down or as you move away from these lines. So the simple and you can easily see that when I made that line and made that merging thing, how it gave the level to the painting. Like now you. So now we are about to reach the end of the painting. I'm just giving wherever I feel, after looking at the painting, wherever you feel you are not satisfied, you can give it a little touch up. That's what I'm doing here. Like that tilak on top of his head, I will be giving outline of white. Then wherever I feel, then Rishi on his left hand, which I completely forgot. So that Shri on the left hand, which I completely forgot, that I'm going to give later. Thank you everyone for watching the video. Let me know how you find the video, and do post your pictures of your painting along with you. I hope you enjoy it. Thank you.